Welcome everybody inside East Gymnasium here at Fort Lee High School for the fifth and final game of the day of this 2026 Last Chance Showcase. As it's a matchup featuring the Lyndhurst Golden Bears, 9-7 out of the NJIC, taking on the Old Tappan Golden Knights, 8-5 out of the Big North Conference. Hello everybody and welcome here courtside. I'm your voice here for this event, Dan Long. So glad that he could join us courtesy of the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Well, this is old hat for Old Tappan. This is their second home outside of playing at Old Tappan. They have loved playing here at East Gymnasium dating back to last season. The Golden Knights have won their last 7 games appearing here at Fort Lee. They've repeated the last 2 years as the Jack Riley Holiday Basketball Tournament champions. So they've won the tournament title earlier this year, and now they're playing here in this Last Chance Showcase. Their last loss, you have to go back to 2023 when they lost to Memorial here. But since then, like we said, 7 in a row. They're going to be trying to garner another victory here today against Lyndhurst. Isaac Traeger, the Scranton-bound senior, giving it off to David Brennan, and Brennan starts off with the outside shot falling. Brennan, the junior big man who's got a great touch from the outside, gives Old Tappan an early 3-0 lead. Across the lane, here's Lyndhurst trying to take the shot, and good box out there by Brennan. Lyndhurst out of the NJIC Meadowlands division, where they are in first place in that division with a perfect 7-0 record. This is one of those games that means so much to them for trying to get into the Jamboree. Old Tappan, with their 8 wins, might be in the field already, but they don't want to take any chances of their own, and Joey Martin with the lay-in. Quick 5-0 start to this game for Old Tappan. Coming up on a minute gone by. Shanaim now hooking that pass up top. Inside the middle of the lane, pull-up jumper at the foul line is good by Avery Cano. Cano's first basket of the ball game, and it's now a 5-2 margin in favor of Old Tappan. Traeger outletting it up top to Luke Behrens. Worked around into the near side corner. Here's Brennan. Brennan trying to muscle up, trying to get it to his frontline mate in Martin, and went through his hands, but still saved inbounds. Worked around. Here's Behrens. Step back jumper, no good. Martin attacking the offensive glass. Gets it to Behrens, and that's going to be a traveling call. Before it looked like the trail official was going to call a charging foul. So instead, it's just the traveling call rather than the offensive foul. And possession goes back over to Lyndhurst. Lyndhurst comes in on a 2-game win streak. They defeated Park Ridge 67-61 last night. Here's the nice mid-range jumper again by Avery Cano. Back-to-back jumpers for number 2. He averages just under 16 points a game for the Golden Bears. Here's the steal by Cano, and he lays it in. He's got all 6 here for Lyndhurst. Cano had 20 points in the win against Park Ridge a day ago, and already off to a hot start, 6 points here in the first. Feeding Brennan inside. Brennan trying to wall off against the defense, no good. Martin with the offensive putback, that gets blocked away. Lyndhurst being active here. Cano getting it up top. Shanaim takes that shot off the front rim, no good. Shanaim is the leading scorer on this Lyndhurst side, averaging 22.9 points per game this season. He is connected on 59 made threes as well. They were trying to get it to Traeger inside, and he was being held, and that's going to be a foul whistled against Lyndhurst. First foul of the game for either team with 5:13 left to go in the first quarter. Feed inside to Martin. Martin's pass deflected. Gets back up top to Traeger. Inside, turnaround shot by Brennan, and he kisses it off the glass. The bank is open here on a Saturday. Feed inside, and there's Lyndhurst with an immediate putback. Sam Ija, big man inside, running the lane. Here's Shanaim getting it over, down, inside, deflected out of bounds. Last touch off of Behrens. after they were trying to connect with Cano in transition. 8-7 lead for Lyndhurst. So they get it back up top. Filateo Mosca. Here's Cano in the corner. High arcing three, no good. Tipped around. Sigliano was trying to tip it out to space. It was last touched out of bounds off of Oltapan, so possession will stay on this end of the floor with Lyndhurst. Game of catch being played from well outside the three-point arc by Lyndhurst. And that time, stepping out of bounds on the near sideline, unaware of where his foot was Johnny Chename. Turnover will give possession back over to Oltapan. Schrager will bobble it and might have gotten away with an extra step in the process as well. Schrager outlets it all the way to the far side. Porcelli's shot no good. Tipped around and eventually corralled by Chename. Here's a long-range three, that time by Mosca. That was from NBA range. Chename going right to the rim. Some contact. He got hit in the face. No call. And it's going to be last touch out of bounds off of Lyndhurst. Last meeting between these two sides, you have to go back to December 28th of 2018. Oltapan won 43-33, so it's been quite some time since the Big North and the NJIC teams matched up with one another. Brennan's three, no good. Chename climbing the ladder to gather that rebound. Chename going behind the back. Defense slipping to him. Up top, here's Cano, straight away, off the back iron, rebounded inside by Carmine Porcelli. Running shot by Schrager, left short. Martin trying to track it down. Chename comes away with it. Chename, nice feed inside to Mosca. And Mosca's first points of the game. He averages 10 per game this season, coming off a 10-point performance against Park Ridge last night. Largest lead for Lyndhurst is 3, 10-7. Schrager being watched by Cano. Top of the key, gives it over to Porcelli. Here's Brennan. Brennan inside, weaving, and gets it thunderously blocked away. Here's Cano in the open floor. Power dribble, gets away from the defense. Avery Cano has been unstoppable. He's got 8 points for Lyndhurst in the early going, more than Oltapan by himself. And a timeout taken on the floor with 2.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter of play. We'd like to thank all of our great Athletic Booster Club sponsors for this school year of 2025-26. Fort Lee PBA, Cafaso's Fairway Market, The Finest Construction, Fort Lee Soccer Club, Roosin and Daru Electric, Bridgman Basketball Camp, the Fort Lee VFW, Visions Federal Credit Union, It's Greek to Me, Connect One Bank, Bergen Black Sox, Senator Builders, UCS Strength and Speed, The Collective Salon, and the Fort Lee Education Association. We thank them for their support of us here on these broadcasts, bring you the sights and sounds of not only Fort Lee athletics, but also other events hosted here at Fort Lee. As you're watching coverage of the 2026 Last Chance Showcase. Last chance for teams to maybe state their case of entry into the Bergen Jamboree, and maybe for others, a way of bettering their would-be seed for the upcoming county tournament. Outlet into the corner. Ryan Slater into the game for the first time for the Golden Knights of Oltapan. They're in the navy blue. They're designated as the home team in this matchup. Lyndhurst defending in the white. Brennan got blocked once again from the trail position. Ija with another blocked shot. He blocked a big-time shot last time down. It led to the breakout and the great finish by Cano. 5-point lead for Lyndhurst. Under 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Nobody was contending with the three-point shot of Asai Fernandez, and he just simply stepped up and took that one easily. Lyndhurst on a run here. 15-7 lead for Lyndhurst. Porcelli, and that's going to be a moving screen against Oltapan as the Golden Knights out of sorts right now. First foul of the game against Joey Martin, and first team foul. Both teams have played a very clean first quarter as we're coming up in the final 90 seconds and only 2 combined fouls. Here's another look from 3 and another one. Dead-eye shooting by Fernandez. Back-to-back triples, 6 points for the sophomore off the bench. He had only 2 points last night against Park Ridge. And that's going to be a traveling call against Oltapan, and Porcelli in front of his own bench. Got double teamed and had no outlet to get it away. 18-7 lead for Lyndhurst with 68 seconds left to go in the first quarter of play. Unfamiliar territory here for Oltapan, especially in this gym the last 2 seasons. To be down by double digits. 1 minute left to go here in the first. Cadeau bottled off, trying to get it to Aija inside. Turnaround hook shot was deflected away by Martin. Not a clean offering. Martin outletting it around the horn. Here's Schrager, steps and fires into that one short. Martin with the offensive rebound. Setting and firing from straight away, and that time the three-point shot is good by Slater. The senior dials it up deep for his first 3 points of the game. Cano had that pass deflected away. Here comes Oltapan with under 20 seconds left to go in the quarter. Schrager trying to bank in that runner right down the middle of the lane. Mosca clears the pack. Here's Lyndhurst in the open floor. Shanaim pulls up for 3, no good. Aija with the offensive rebound underneath. Lyndhurst pulling it back out. Here's Cano. 5 seconds left to go in the quarter. Shanaim across the middle, no good on the runner. Brennan tries to heave it, but it would not count after it came after the buzzer. And after the first 8 minutes of play, it's Lyndhurst on top of Oltapan by a score of 18-10. Stick around as we'll be back for the start of the second quarter as you're watching all the action exclusively here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. (18-10) lead for Lyndhurst. They responded after an early start for this one was all in favor of Oltapan. Avery Cano has been scintillating, and Asai Fernandez, 2 quick 3-pointers off the bench, gave him 6. Here is Fernandez trying to find his teammate, and that pass, was it deflected? No, they say that that was clearly just a backcourt violation against Lyndhurst. So the turnover gives possession back over to Oltapan to start off this second quarter of play inside East Gymnasium here at Fort Lee High School. Dan Long, so glad he could join us here on YouTube. Porcelli to Schrager in the corner. Schrager's shot was deflected. Normally a really good 3-point shooter, over 1,000 career points for Schrager. Shanaim, high arcing 3. That brings rain right in front of us. He was trying to buy a call too. He did not get contacted, but still that was a high arcing 3 made in the corner. His first points of the game. And that's out of bounds call against Porcelli after he lost his balance, and a turnover for Oltapan. 11-point lead now for Lyndhurst. 9-7 on the season. This Lyndhurst side lost only by 5 to Tenafly. team that is undefeated and ranked in the top 20 in New Jersey, and one of the top public school teams right now in Bergen County. This Lyndhurst side is no joke. Shot from the outside, no good. Tracked down, though, to the near side by Fernandez. Worked around. Shanaim across the way. Inside. Worked around. Here's Cano. Inside. Nice post position, but Mosca could not convert inside. Mosca had the opportunity. Worked around up top to Schrager, and Schrager got fouled that time by Mosca. So after Mosca missed the layup on one end, he commits the foul on the other end. Still an 11-point advantage for Lyndhurst as Mosca will come out. 6:20 left to go before halftime. Oltapan trying to get it down low to Brennan. Brennan, great pump fake. Got the initial shot block defender off his feet, but then after getting it blocked once, recovers and lays it in. David Brennan is a smart physical player, and that time he got to the spot he needed. A miss that time on the three by Fernandez. Oltapan's going to be trying to run their offense, I believe, through Brennan. He's somebody that could really cause mismatches because he could also hit the outside three. Here's the turnaround shot by Brennan, no good. Martin trying to chase down the loose ball rebound. Deflected last touch out of bounds by Lyndhurst. So possession will stay with Oltapan with 5:42 left to go in the second. Lobbed around the horn. Defender flying by that time after Slater was initially going up for it. Hot potato game inside, and Slater who wins back possession. Oltapan winning those 50-50 balls right now, and that's a baseline jumper canned in by Joey Martin. 4-0 run here by Oltapan. Lyndhurst down the floor, quickly missing it. Ija, though, cleans it up inside. Sam Ija now with 4 points. 23-14. Lyndhurst in front. Porcelli gets his pocket pick. A steal produced by Cano. Cano gets around him. Cano slips it around to Fernandez. Gets it back up top. Shanaim getting it across to the far side. Lyndhurst trying to get that hard bounce pass. And there's a shot from the outside by Cano. Cano is raining them down from deep. He's got 11 points here in the first half on that three-point shot. 26-14 lead for Lyndhurst. Largest lead of the game, now up to 12. Brennan trying to take Fernandez off the dribble. Brennan dropping it down. Nice little high-low game there with Joey Martin. Martin, the beneficiary of that beautiful pass from Brennan. He's got 6. Lyndhurst falling for all the pump fakes that Brennan has in his arsenal. He's having a couple of shot blockers flying by him, and that time also benefiting with defenders vacating their spots and giving it off to a teammate. Unselfish find. 26-16 lead for Lyndhurst on top of Oltapan. Timeout on the floor as you're watching the Last Chance Showcase here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Ten-point advantage for the Golden Bears of Lyndhurst High School, trying to get their 10th win of the season. Oltapan at 8-5, looking for win number 9. Cano outlets it. Shanaim up top. And that pass is poked away and then stolen right back by Lyndhurst. Shot from the outside by the Golden Bears. Shaname fouled his own miss, and he also fought off a teammate for the loose ball rebound. Johnny Shaname now with 5 points in this game. Josh Lorenzo into the game as well for Lyndhurst, number 11. Trying to defend against Brennan. Tipped it out of bounds. Last touch off of Lorenzo, the sophomore. So possession will stay with Lyndhurst. Once again, a 12-point advantage for the NJIC team. 3:34 left to go in the second. Schrager got contacted, and he gets it to go. Isaac Schrager's first points of the game. Schrager's one of those shooters that he can become unconscious if he just sees it fall through once. He could get locked in. There's a shot from deep, tipped around, and last touch out of bounds off of Lyndhurst's Lorenzo. Possession back over to Old Tappan. Brennan inbounding it. Here's Schrager. Trying to get it out of his hands, get it over to Brennan. Brennan dropping it off to Behrens. Not a lot of size on the floor right now for Lyndhurst. Zion is on the bench, and that means that Old Tappan's going to go right to the rim. Schrager off the dribble. He's got quickly 5. 5 unanswered points here for the Golden Knights. Shaname, spin move, nice one, hanging in the air. Couldn't get it to drop, though. Old Tappan on a run out. Here's Behrens the other way, misfires, and it's going to be a foul on a push-off. And is it going to be an over-the-back foul, it looks like, against Joey Martin? So Martin will pick up the foul, which will be the reason why that follow-up shot was wiped out, as it looked like he was going to be cleaning up on the offensive glass. That'll be the second team foul against Old Tappan. And that is, no, correction now. They just updated the scoreboard. The third team foul, and that is the second personal foul against Martin. So Joey Martin will come off the floor for the time being here for Coach Craig Ferraro's side. Here's Cano from deep, no good. Ija comes back into the game. Offensive rebound for him. He splits the defense and curls his way inside for another putback. He's got 6. He had a 12-point performance last night against the Owls of Park Ridge. Orselli across the lane. Brennan trying to weave inside. He got fouled by Anthony Resigliano. As Brennan is physical. Again, he wants to seek out the contact and go right into you if you're trying to be a shot blocker. And that time Resigliano got a piece of him. So Brennan to the line for 2 with 1:52 left to go in the second. Brennan knocks down the first foul shot. 8-point performance so far for David here in the first half. Hits on both foul shots. Give him 9 now here in the half. 7-point lead for Lyndhurst, 30-23. They've led by as many as 12 in this first half. Fernandez still with it. Fernandez nearly coughed it up twice, and that time Lyndhurst throws it in between the legs of Ijon, goes out of bounds after Resigliano was trying to feed down low, and now it's a turnover. Old Tappan with the basketball. 1:34 left to go in the second quarter. Orselli getting around the defense of Cy Fernandez. Up top, here's a shot from straight away, no good. Good box out underneath, allowing Shaname to come through. Shaname trying to go coast to coast. Got it stripped away by Schrager. Schrager now thinking about possibly going coast to coast himself. Spun around, and he gets stripped of the basketball. Both teams active hands. Shaname gets it blocked away, out of bounds. He falls hard on his lower back, and hopefully he is going to be okay. We're going to say that is a blocking foul against Old Tappan after there was a collision of sorts And Shanaim took it a little worse for wear. Again, he was clutching his lower back upon falling hard to the deck, but it's good to see him get right back to his feet. For his foul shot, gets the shooter's roll off the rim and in. He's got 6 points, all of which have come in this second quarter after a scoreless first quarter play. Johnny Shanaim had 21 points, made 3 threes last night in the win against Park Ridge. Misfires on the second foul shot. 31-23. Old Japan trying to get out of trouble here with a full court pressure. Good bounce pass by Brennan, block shot. And now it's going to be taken in. The backboard is lit up on one end of the floor as we play on. Inside, and then both ends of the floor, the backboards are on. It's not really disrupting right now, as now Old Japan trying to bring it down the other way. Coming up on the final 30 seconds. Gano trying to press the defense out on Porcelli. Brennan's pass finds its way to Schrager. Schrager spinning on Shanaim. Into the corner, Porcelli for three. Short. Ball is loose, tipped out in space. Lyndhurst with 10 on the clock. Across the lane is Fernandez, off balance, no good. Fouls his own miss. Mosca transition three, got it! Filateo Mosca knocks in a 3-ball right there before halftime. And that will send Lyndhurst into the locker room with an 11-point lead, 34-23. After that 3-point shot just to beat the buzzer, he's got 5. Stick around, fans, as we'll be back to start the second half of play in this final game of 5 games played here today as part of the Last Chance Showcase, all exclusively broadcast here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody, here at East Gymnasium from the campus of Fort Lee High School as we're about to start the second half of play as Lyndhurst taking on Old Tappan. Lyndhurst on top of Old Tappan 34-23. In the first quarter of play, Lyndhurst got hot near the end of the first quarter, took an 8-point lead over Old Tappan, and then in that second quarter outlasted the Golden Knights 16-13 in the second quarter. Lyndhurst trying to get to 10 wins on the season and maybe punch their ticket to play in the Bergen Jamboree tournament. Old Tappan 8-5. They play in the very difficult Big North National Division that has the likes of Tenafly and Teaneck, Demorest as well, Pascack Valley, and Bergenfield. So you maybe, if you're Old Tappan, you get a little more credit to have to play in that very tough environment and tough league with an 8-5 record. But obviously if you win and you go to 9-5, you pretty much can lock this up and say Old Tappan will be participating in the Jamboree tournament. But again, of course, in these type of games when you have power points on the line when it comes to state playoff seeding, that has a factor as well. Lyndhurst coming in 5th in power points in North 2 Group 2, while Old Tappan is 7th in North 1 Group 3. Taking a look at the scoring from the first half of play for Lyndhurst. They're led by Avery Cano's 11 points. Sam Ija with 6 and Asai Fernandez with 6 points. Old Tappan on the other side being led by David Brennan's 9 points. Joey Martin has chipped in 6 points, and Isaac Schrager with 5 points for the Golden Knights, who again, when considering the tournaments that they play in here at Fort Lee High School, have won 7 in a row while playing games here inside of East Gymnasium. They last lost in 2023's Jack Riley tournament semifinals to Memorial. This has been a second home for the Golden Knights, and they know that they've got a matchup looming with the Green Knights of St. Joe's Regional in their next time out on the 27th, so they want to make sure that they continue to rack up wins here despite being a down year for St. Joe's Regional. And we know that it's always going to be inspired effort from Coach Davis and the Green Knights. So what's on the horizon here? Start of the second half. Old Tappan, you want to start off with a strong start here. You want to make your necessary halftime adjustments under Coach Ferraro. And if you're Lyndhurst, you want to keep on attacking, be aggressive, and don't just settle for the outside shot. Coach Mosca looking for a big-time win here that could maybe punch their ticket to a county tournament. Here's Schrager. Schrager with a hesitation dribble off to the near side. He's trying to outlet that over to Behrens. Here's Brennan. Schrager again with a power dribble across the way. You can see 4 different defenders in white coming up on him. And Schrager complaining to the official behind the play, feeling like he had his hand hit rather than just having the ball stripped away. Father Adam used to be the head coach here the last couple of seasons at Fort Lee High School. Just been enjoying watching his son play, and just as he finished the first half, he starts the second half. That's Filateo Mosca with the 3-point shot. Largest lead of the game now for Lyndhurst is 14, 37-23. Kicked ball behind the play. Will trigger a restart and an inbound for Old Tappan. Again, when Old Tappan has been on their run the last couple of years here playing in the tournament, in the Jack Riley affair, post-Christmas time, they're usually blowing out other teams and other opponents. Steal produced there by Cano, got it down to Shanaim and tried to save it backwards into the course of play, but that long outlet was a little too long and it led to the turnover. That first half, Old Tappan knocked down 3 threes. Lyndhurst hit on 5 3-pointers. They've now already hit on 1 to start off the second half with Mosca. Here's Schrager trying his luck from deep. Schrager can't get it off the back rim. Rebounded by Cano. Cano in the open floor, starting and stopping and getting past Schrager, but he couldn't get the layup to drop. Here's Isaac in the open floor for the Golden Knights. Brennan working around the perimeter as Brennan will get it back. Sigliano will draw the offensive foul as Brennan put his shoulder down. And that's the easy call because, again, he wasn't really aiming at just going to the rim. He was trying to go right through the chest of the defender, and that will elicit another timeout on the floor. That offensive foul goes against David Brennan. That is his first. And just with a little over 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter, it's Lyndhurst on top, 37-23 here inside East Gymnasium. A season ago, Lyndhurst went 16-11, lost in the second round of the Bergen Invitational Tournament to fellow NJIC rival St. Mary of Rutherford. The Golden Bears then later lost in the first round of the North 2 Group 2 sectional playoffs to Ridgeville Park, a team that had beaten them in the first round of the BIT. Again, this is your last chance to improve your resume before the Bergen Jamboree Tournament is seeded. This could be a big resume builder for Lyndhurst, 9-7 on the season with a win here against the likes of an Old Tapan. Here's Mosca off the screen, left that one just a little short. Old Tapan trying to get to work here on offense. It's been a troublesome afternoon for them offensively. They average 52.7 points per game. They're stuck on 23 right now. They have not scored since the start of the second half, and it's 5:38 left to go in the third. Lyndhurst side gives up around 59 points per game, so they're not known as the biggest lockdown defensive team, and that will help matters as Isaac Schrager got free, and he took and nailed the three. His second three of the game, Schrager up to 8 points now, second leading scorer in this game for Old Tapan. They need him to get going here. Shanaim has been contained. He's got 6 points in this game. Cano trying to weave his way through. Sigliano picks up his dribble, looks for an outlet. Shanaim on the baseline, cuts to the hoop and lays it in. His first points of the third quarter. He's got 8 in the game. 39-26. It worked around. Martin was all by his lonesome down the floor early in this possession. Old Tapan couldn't get it to it. Brennan outletting it over to the near side. Carmine Porcelli, no points in this game. Porcelli has 3 different defenders flock over to him. Left Brennan open for 3. Could not get it to go. Shanaim in the open court. Shanaim's outlet pass popped away. Here's Cano setting and firing and bringing home the rain. Avery Cano, second made 3 of the ball game. He's got 14. And there's an answer the other way by Schrager. Schrager starting to heat up here. He's up to 11 points now for Old Tapan. 2 triples in this third quarter. Trying to prevent Lyndhurst from pulling away here. Nice pick and roll inside and a foul at the rim after Ija had set the screen and then slipped immediately to the cup. Old Tapan a season ago went 13-13, lost to Wayne Valley in the first round of the North 1 Group 3 sectional playoffs. In position right now in the top 8 in terms of power points in North 1 Group 3 to potentially host a first round game again. That foul went against David Brennan, his second. Ija takes his time and patiently sees that one go in. He's got 7 points in this game. Second foul shot, this time left short. 43-29 lead for Lyndhurst over Northern Valley Old Japan. Moscow watching against Schrager. Outlets it over to the far side of the floor. I think they want to get it to number 2. He's starting to heat up from the outside. Here's Brennan trying to go to work inside. Again, physicality is the name of his game, but he's stripped away. Cano has been such a pest in the open floor. Mosca transition 3, no good. Tipped around, Brennan couldn't corral it cleanly, but it's going to be last touch out of bounds by Shanaim when he was stepping on the baseline. Momentarily delay right now. I don't know if there was something wrong with the whistle with our official, and he's asking David Brennan for maybe a little assistance as well as the other men in stripes come around. 3:18 left to go here in the third. Lyndhurst on top 43-29. They led 34-23 at halftime. They led by 8 after 1, 18-10. Lyndhurst with a win would get to 10-7 on the season. Old Japan with a win would get to 9-5. Lyndhurst starting to extend the defense just a little bit. Three-quarter court pressure. Schrager got hacked on his way up to the rim. And Isaac Schrager will elicit the whistle. That seems to be working. And that will send Isaac to the foul line to shoot 2. Ija picked up the foul, his first in the game. Schrager will switch the foul shot. 12-point effort for him so far. At 5 points at the break has put up 7 points so far here in the third quarter. Second foul shot also good. So Schrager trying to do everything possible for his team. He has scored every point for Old Japan so far here in the third quarter. He's got 8 points in the quarter. Cano weaving through, gets it up top. Jab steps behind the back. Porcelli every step of the way with him. Avery Cano with 14 points in this game. Just doing a bit of a weave with all the guards up top for Lyndhurst. Shanaim takes the shot and splashes it home. Johnny Shanaim, his second 3 of the game. He's got 11. Quickly down the other way. That shot left short by Slater. Martin getting it over to Brennan. Brennan inside the lane. Gets it back up top. Old Japan's 3, no good by Porcelli. Cano wins the 50-50 ball. Outlets it down the floor to Mosca, no good. Put back attempt by Ija, also off the mark. Here's Mosca, unsettled play here. Cano pulls up, gets it! Avery Cano has shown off a very nice shooting touch. The mid-range jump shot that has become an endangered animal here has been on full display in Avery Cano's game. 48-31. Brennan trying to get through all of the defense. Here's Slater. Slater shot off the mark. Old Japan's offense just really struggling against Lyndhurst. Here's Mosca, corner 3, no good. That could have been a dagger of sorts here in this game, stretching the lead to upwards of 20. Here's Schrager, and again, Schrager is doing everything possible to keep Old Japan in this game. He's up to 16 points. He's knocked down 4 3-pointers in this game, and again, he has every single point in the third quarter for Old Japan. He has scored 11, and the official sharing some words with Mosca as well as Joey Martin as things might have been getting a little heated between the two of them. 48-34, Lyndhurst in front, 1:20 left to go here in the third quarter of play. Shanaim with a killer crossover. Got to his spot, dropped it down low to Ija, who gets fouled on his way to the rim. Great job of faking like he was going to take the shot himself. Instead, he just dropped it down low on a diagonal pass to the cutting Sam Ija, who showed off the nice hands. Got fouled on his way to the rim, so two-shot opportunity here for the senior. Ija short on that shot. He's now 1 of 3 at the foul line. The foul was charged against Oltapan's Joey Martin. That is his 3rd personal. Ija barely grazed the rim on that second offering. He's missed 3 in a row at the foul line, now 1 of 4 in this game. Coming up on the final minute of play here in the 3rd quarter. Lyndhurst on top by 14, 48-34. Brennan trying the crossover on Fernandez. Gets down low, trying to drop it off for Martin. And it trickled out of bounds, and I think that's a benefit of a good non-call there. It looked like Martin had touched it, but he was already out of bounds, and they said that it skimmed off of the inner part of the leg of one of the Lyndhurst players. Here's Porcelli. Porcelli's shot is short. Brennan with a rebound. Brennan inside, gets it blocked away by Ija. And now it's going to be a reach-in foul against Lyndhurst with 31.4 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. Ija has blocked a couple of David Brennan offerings so far in this game. That foul went against Julian Cruz, who's checked in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Here's Brennan from straight away, rattled in and out. Tipped inside, ball is saved into the hands of Shanaim. 20 seconds left to go in the quarter. 14-point advantage for Lyndhurst. Coach Perrin Mosca calling for one final shot for his side. Doesn't want to go too early here and give Oltapan another opportunity at offense. Shanaim crossover shot. Oh, what a thing of beauty as he looks over to the crowd and he signals 3 points after he lulled his defender to sleep on that killer crossover and then finish it off with that shot from distance. We head to the 4th quarter of play. Lyndhurst in front 51-34 as they're trying to dial up one deep and get their 10th win of the season. I'd like to thank again all of our great sponsors here and allow us to bring you the sights and sounds on these broadcasts. The Fort Lee PBA, Cavazos Fairway Market, The Finest Construction, Fort Lee Soccer Club, Rusin and Daru Electric, Richmond Basketball Camp, Fort Lee VFW, Visions Federal Credit Union, It's Greek to Me, Connect One Bank, Bergen Black Sox, Senator Builders, UCS Strength and Speed, The Collective Salon, and the Fort Lee Education Association. Lyndhurst 8 minutes away from procuring what would be a very big win and help their tournament resume. Nice move by Cano, just a little too strong off the glass attempt there on the lay-in. Someone other than Schrager's got to get going as well here for Oltapan, and as soon as I say that, David Brennan with the mid-range jumper, he's got 11. First points of the second half by someone other than number 2 in Navy. Shanaim, who had that great ending to the 3rd quarter on that 3. Steps up, and that time left the shot a little short. Slater with a rebound, gets it out to Schrager. Schrager again dials it up from deep. Another 3-point shot for Isaac Schrager. Maybe in the final time in his career, he's come back here to where his father called home as a coach at Fort Lee High School. 5 3-pointers in this game for Isaac. 19-point effort. Oltapan trying to go on a bit of a spurt here to start the fourth quarter off. Here's Cano, long-range three, no good. Rebounded inside by Brennan. 5 unanswered points by the Golden Knights. They're looking for more. Collision ensues and a turnover forced by Lyndhurst. Here's Cano in the open floor. And a pushing foul underneath against Oltapan will stop the clock with 6:31 left to go in regulation. Schrager has scored 14 of Oltapan's 16 second-half points. 51-39 lead for Lyndhurst. Oltapan trying to go on a run here. Mosca open for three. Mosca can't get it to drop. Fight for the loose ball. And they're going to say last touch off of Lyndhurst. Possession back over to Oltapan. Oltapan living dangerously, constantly leaving Filateo Mosca open for three. He's knocked down 2 of his attempts in this game. Schrager, a lot of dribbling going on here. Up top to Brennan, thought about the initial three. Riglitano trying to defend against him. And Brennan goes to bank it in off the glass, no good. Here's the outlet the other way. Mosca in the open floor. Mosca right to the hoop. Mosca up to 10 points here for Lyndhurst, 53-39. Martin going down the other way, turnaround shot, no good. Fight for the loose ball rebound. Shaname takes it away. Shaname trying to go coast to coast. No one stopped the basketball. He's got 16. 55-39, so all that effort that Oltapan had started the quarter with are now squandering after Lyndhurst just started to fight back themselves. The lead has grown back to 16. There is a foul on the floor, and Brennan will head to the foul line. Stops the clock with 5:37 left to go. Ciclatano was called for the foul. That was his second personal foul, and Brennan is such a good foul shooter. Heads to the line and hits that one. He's 3 for 3 at the charity stripe. Sinks both foul shots. So reliable at the line for his size. 4 for 4, 13 points. Schrager and Brennan, the 2 leading scorers, but not much in terms of secondary scoring from anybody else on this team for Oltapan. 55-41 lead for Lyndhurst. Still plenty of time left to go in this one. Shaname getting it back up top to Fernandez. Shaname backing it all the way close to midcourt. Sidesteps a couple of defenders, floats it up, no good. Brennan with a rebound, long outlet the other way. Porcelli pulls it back up top. There's a transition opportunity for a shot, but Slater passed it up. Here's Brennan against Fernandez. Just bullying his way right to the shot where he wanted, around the foul line. David Brennan now with 15 points. Here comes Oltapan back to within 12, 55-43. Double team coming. Shaname throws it away. Here's Brennan in the open floor. Brennan goes up for the lay-in. David Brennan has come alive here in the fourth quarter. He has scored 8 of his 17 in the fourth. 55-45, the lead now for Lyndhurst. That foul went against Porcelli, his first foul. Team second. Backdoor feed inside. Fernandez banks it in. Nice look there by Shaname, finding his teammate Asai Fernandez. His first point since the first quarter. He's got 8. 57-45. Closing in on the halfway point to the fourth quarter. Brennan with the crossover. Feeds over to Porcelli. Porcelli, nice find underneath that time to Joey Martin. Martin's got 8. 57-47. And a timeout's going to be asked for by Coach Mosca of Lyndhurst. Oltapan trying to go on a run here and trying to get back within striking distance. They trailed by 10, 57-47, with less than 4 minutes left to go in this ball game. The road ahead for both teams after this one. Lyndhurst has a game scheduled for January 22nd, a home game against Weehawken. Again, with what is forecast with the weather and the snow, I don't know if that's going to be happening. But then also games against Manchester Regional, Ridgefield, Memorial, and Emerson. And obviously you have to throw in, if they qualify for the county tournament, they'd be able to play in possibly a first-round game. Old Japan has a matchup in store for them against St. Joe's Regional on January 27th. And then how about this? A game against Tenafly on February 3rd. We saw Tenafly earlier today, and you can watch that game on YouTube. They looked really impressive. Then games on the road against Bergenfield, Demarest, Teaneck, home to Pascack Valley, and you finish up on the road in the regular season at Riverdale. Old Japan a season ago went 500, 13-13. They're 8-5 right now, but want to avoid this loss just before the tourney, because they still have their hopes set on hosting a first-round state playoff game. Right behind them in the power points, the defending sectional champs, Ramapo. Handoff, Shaname cutting to the rim, and one opportunity. That was pinpoint and perfect execution right out of the timeout by Lyndhurst. They got exactly what they were looking for. They got it in the hands of their senior star. And Johnny Shaname turned the corner, the hoop and the harm, and a chance at a traditional three-point play. And he completes that three-point play, hitting at the foul line. That is exactly what Coach Mosca wanted from his team. That is a big bucket. Mr. Old Japan had gotten it down to 10. There's a reach-in foul against Lyndhurst. That'll be the second team foul of the fourth quarter. (60-47) lead for the Golden Bears of Lyndhurst. It's been Brennan and Schrager. Here's Brennan again to the rim, and he gets that one to go. Nice angle there. David Brennan tied with Isaac Schrager, now with 19 points apiece. Cano getting it to Mosca. Trying to force feed Ija inside, but that squirts away from him. It's a turnover forced by Old Japan. Porcelli getting it down low to Martin, and Martin benefits from a nice find. Joey Martin up to double digits himself. He's got 10. And the lead is down to single digits. It's a 9-point lead for Lyndhurst. Cano across the middle of the lane, mid-range jumper, too strong, tipped out. Cano gets his own miss, blocked underneath by Brennan. Mosca recovers it and gets it up top to Shaname. Coach Mosca telling his offense, slow it down, let's run some clock. Let's not be in a hurry. Dangerous pass outletted to the near side. Cano playing a game of catch with his teammate Mosca. Lateo Mosca getting it over to Shaname. Shaname on the baseline. Nice drive and dish underneath. Sam Ija, beneficiary of that find. He's got 9. 62-51, Lyndhurst in front. 2:15 and counting. Here's Schrager from deep, no good. Karams out to Slater. Slater tracks down the rebound. Here's Schrager in transition. And there's a three again off the mark by Schrager. Fight for the loose ball. Slater getting dirty on the floor. Here's Porcelli, pulls up. He's left it short. He falls his own miss, and he gets it to the waiting hands of Joey Martin. Countless number of opportunities here, and Coach Mosca is not happy with his team. No hustle right now to that rebound, and that led to that eventual cap off by Old Japan. Joey Martin up to 12 points in this game. Timeout taken on the floor, 62-53, the lead for Lyndhurst. As we're closing in on the end of this one. The 5th game of the day as part of this 2026 Last Chance Showcase. Oltapan will have only one more foul to give before they are over the limit in the double bonus. 1:54 remaining in regulation. Lyndhurst trying to find their way to the finish line. They've led by as many as 17 in this game. Oltapan not giving in. Trying to look for an opportunity here to come back. Shanaim getting the basketball. This is who you want to have the basketball late in a game. 19-point effort for him. He was trapped on the sideline and he threw it away. A turnover forced by Oltapan. Hope alive here for the Golden Knights. Here's Schrager. Schrager trying to get right down the middle of the lane. Drops it back up top for Brennan. Brennan into the corner. Here's Martin. Off the dribble, looking for an outlet. Oltapan taking a lot of time in this possession. Heaves a long-range three, no good. Another offensive rebound by Martin, but his follow-up attempt is off the mark. Rebounded by Shanaim. Coming up on the final minute of the game, Oltapan's going to have to foul soon. Lyndhurst just playing keep away right now, closing into the final 60 seconds. Here's Cano around the defense, and Cano lays it in. Avery Cano with 18 points in this game. Under a minute left to go, and the lead stretched back to 11, 64-53. Schrager trying to bank that one in, didn't have the angle. He looks exhausted as well, as he has not come off the floor at all in this second half for a breather. And now the foul has to be administered by Lyndhurst, by Oltapan. That'll be their fourth team foul with 39.7 seconds left to go, and Lyndhurst is on their way to a big 10th win of the season, as they're about to go to 10-7 on the year. And Oltapan 8-5. In danger of falling to 8-6 on the year and suffering their first loss here at East Gymnasium since 2023, snapping a run of absolute dominance of 7 consecutive wins. Having been the kings of the Jack Bradley Holiday Tournament hosted here at Fort Lee in back-to-back seasons. Shanaim will head to the foul line after being fouled. Now Oltapan over the limit. 2 shots the rest of the way for Lyndhurst. Foul shot is good. He's got 20 points now in this game. He and Avery Cano, the dynamic duo, accounting for 38 combined points. 36.9 seconds left to go. The lead back to 12 here for Lyndhurst. Second foul shot also good. 21. 66-53 lead. This Lyndhurst team's going to be a tough team to contend with, as Porcelli opens his scoring account here late in the game, draining that long-range three. And the foul is going to be administered with 25.1 on the clock. Again, think back. This Lyndhurst side, they've taken on some big-time teams already in NJIC play. They lost a couple times to Dwight Englewood. St. Mary they lost to 89-75. But they held their own against Tenafly, 67-62 back on January 3rd. At that time, Shanaim missing on the foul shot. A couple of their losses against opponents that they will not have to play in a state tournament, being the likes of non-public St. Mary's and Dwight Englewood. And Shanaim will knock down the second foul shot. 22-point performance for them. They're 6th in power points in North 2 Group 2. They can get into that top 4. They could have a pair of home games. Cano nearly got a piece of it when it was dangerously on the rim. Cano trying to go coast to coast, and he'll lay it in. Avery Cano up to 20 points in this game. 69-56 lead for Lyndhurst. Brennan will take the three-point shot from the outside, no good. Mosca will track down the rebound. And NJIC pride on display here as Lyndhurst wins this game 69-56. Defeating Oltapan, and in the process, maybe punching their ticket to play in the Bergen Jamboree this season. They move to 10-7 on the season. Oltapan falls to 8-6. So that'll do it for our marathon coverage here. 5 games as part of the 2026 Last Chance Showcase. So for everybody here from Fort Lee High School, I'm Dan Long saying so long, take care, and we'll see you next time here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel.